Hi, I'm Scarlett Walker from Logansport High School in DeSoto Parish. The lesson that you will be seeing will be a 7th grade ELA lesson. I am currently in the Christmas Carol unit of the guidebooks. We do use the Learn Zillion curriculum that is provided for us by our parish. So we have been working on gathering evidence to support either side of the claim, whether happiness comes from material things or happiness comes from memories and experiences. So in the lesson, we will have a fishbowl discussion where there will be 10 students inside the circle, and each student will have 2 wingmans standing behind them. And they will discuss inside the fishbowl what their claim is and their evidence that they found to support the claim. This will already have been done in the previous lessons, the claim and evidence piece. So their wingman, they have to stay silent, and they can write on sticky notes little pointers or help them out and put it on their paper for them to help with their discussion to get some engagement going. Every person in the fishbowl will have 3 talking chips, and when they run out, their wingmen have to take their place. So this gives every student an opportunity to share and be accountable. So this reaches all of my levels of students. This is important because the outcome of this unit is reaching their culminating writing task, where they have to decide what Dickens wants the reader to understand about the business of being human. So it's really trying to teach them humanity and the importance of experiences, how they weigh heavier than material things. So this directly leads them into information and making claims for that writing task. The standard that I'm trying or that I'm presenting for them to hopefully meet is writing arguments to support claims with clear reasoning and relevant evidence. So I'll be able to assess this by watching them participate in the fishbowl groups and their discussions. I will be able to tell who is successful at developing claims and supporting it with evidence. I will also be able to tell by their graphic organizers that they have done in the previous class to prepare for this fishbowl discussion. I want you to be able to make a claim and prove it with evidence. And remember, no claim is right or wrong as long as you can back it up with evidence. Help us with making claims and supporting it with evidence. We're going to engage in a fishbowl discussion about what we should treasure. And we're going to use text evidence that you've already found and accountable talk to support your discussion. There will be people inside the circle. It's called a fishbowl. So you're going to be, if you're inside, you're the fish, and the people outside will be watching you, observing you. So you're going to refer to the text to demonstrate understanding of the text. That's how I will know that you really understand the text and you're really thinking about how you want to support your claim. There are conversation stems in your seats because this is an academic discussion, so we don't want to get off topic with that. Everyone should participate. And you need to consider everyone's viewpoints and ideas. You are going to be talking about your view, your claim, if you value experience more or possessions more. And you have to back it up with evidence. Every time that you talk, you're going to hand one of your paper minutes to your wingmen. One of your wingmen are going to have to take over your seat. So what are they going to have to do? Talk. They're going to become the fish. And then the same thing happens. They're going to hand the 3 chips back. So why am I doing this?
So everybody has to talk.
Now, if you are a wingman, the wingmen do, what do they help you do?
Help you like think of stuff.
Help you think of stuff. They make you look good, right? Okay? So, why do you think that I put 2 different colors?
So
For
One for your wingman.
one for
another-
you and one
two
for your
different
wingman.
Two wingmen in most groups. Okay, so what color sticky notes should I see on your paper? Both. Everyone participating. So all you have to do as the wingman is if you hear your person, if you think of something that could help them out in their discussion, you just write it on the sticky note and just put it on their paper.
All right, I'll talk. So, my personal view on the subject is that I believe that objects are better than experiences. That's my personal belief because the evidence I have for that is, for one, memory lasts longer, so if it's bad, that, like, our experience or memory lasts longer, so if it's bad, it lasts longer. And then the object, you get a bad object, it's just like, oh well, it's an object, throw it in the dirt. And then the other reason is, like, half the objects that you have to buy and stuff you need for survival, like medicine, you wouldn't have that, you'd be dead. And then food. So that is why I believe my sayings.
Because experiences lead to more happiness, and an object can break. Experience will last longer than an object because object, you can forget about it, it'll break, you can lose it. You cannot lose the experience.
My thing is that experiences are better than objects. Even though you said if you have a bad experience, like it lasts longer, right? But also, if if you have like a bad experience, like say like you're 8, one day you grow up like you're like 20, like I remember that day I rode my arm, that was funny. I should have rode my arm. Or like you look back on a bad vacation and saying like, man, those were good times, but it was bad, right?
What Nick said earlier, he was talking about how when you get a bad experience, you look back and laugh. Like I've experienced that. Like this summer, I scraped my knee on a treadmill that was going 16 miles per hour. I stepped on it. It hurt bad, and it ruined my vacation. I look back on it now, and we just laugh. Me and my friend, we just laugh about it.
I do agree with everyone, but I'm saying like if it's Christmas, if it's Christmas and you get a dog, just show convincing you love the dog. And then you and the dog start playing and stuff, and y'all have an experience together. So if the dog die, you will not have possess, but you will have experience. So both will still stay with you, and you will both have a good memory of it.
How can we relate this to our unit focus text? Think about that.
Like if you just now like 18, you get out of high school, then you get like a new car or a truck or something, and then if you wreck it, all you do is remember when you first got the truck, and then when you wreck, you will still remember when you wrecked, but you will still remember when you had first got the truck, and you'll still be happy.
We keep it. Then like if the kids die, that means we will have possession and we will still have experience. So I still go with what I said.
You know how in Lemon Brown used to be famous and rich, but he lost all of that. But what he still had was the memories of his kids and his wife, and being famous. And possessions go away. Experiences don't like. If you have a possession, it's not fade away or break over time, but experiences will always leave you with something after all bad things happen.
DeMarcus and Cayman were saying with Christmas, you can have something, you can get a possession, but you have an experience of getting that possession, which is like, I think it said I think it was in the Christmas Carol, it was saying something about how Scrooge had something, but then he lost it, or like didn't use it. So
I agree with him because like he said about school when he had the stuff, and then when he went with the free spirit and seen all his old experiences, he realized that all the money he had, he really didn't really need it because he had it, but he really didn't want. He had it, but he really didn't need it.
Back to what's our unit focus text? Okay, anybody? Our focus text. Christmas Carol. So we need to discuss that in our fishbowl.
Scrooge, he had a lot of money and things like that, but he wasn't happy. He was always mad. But when the ghost showed him all the memories, like back then when it was all the owl and all that, he was happy. And when he was playing the games at Christmas, he was finally truly happy, and those people were born that he was happy.
Like Levi saying, when he had, like, it was like the poor people, and they asked him to give, but he was upset. He was mad all the time. He had money, but he would not give, but because he was trying to forget all about all the experience that he had.
Levi, because Scrooge he had a lot of money, but he didn't want to give away, and he was like mean and grumpy and stuff like that.
Reflect on you and your partner's contributions and our class discussion as a whole. You're going to list 3 things that you think that we did well as a group, 2 things that we can improve on, and 1 way the discussion impacted your thinking. What you had in mind to begin with, your claim might have changed based on the different views that you heard. So in this lesson, we were working on developing claims and backing it up with evidence to help us get prepared for our future upcoming writing task, or unit writing task. So you connected ideas across text. We had 4 different texts to discuss, and we talked about what should we value more, experiences or possessions. So I really appreciate all of you staying focused, talking educationally, and y'all did a great job supporting each other. Everyone had lots of feedback from their wingmen, and I appreciate that. And you stayed on topic. You said what your claim was, and you supported it with not only text evidence, but just evidence about life experiences in general. And that's our true main goal, is for you to be able to relate it to your real life. On the back of this paper, I want you to write an extended paragraph constructed response with what your final claim is to this question, and support that with evidence. What do we need to make sure? How will I know it's evidence? Quotation marks, page numbers, and in this case, the name of where you're gathering your evidence from. Okay? I'm going to reflect on the lesson that you just viewed. First of all, I want to start with some things that I think went well with the fishbowl discussion. I'm basing this on what the students reflected in their 3-2-1 piece. They thought that the conversations were rich and everyone was involved. They really enjoyed having the wingman to help them out, and they stayed on task and had respect for each other. Some things that they think that they needed to work on: the debating back and forth. Some students thought that the students were just making their claims, but they weren't actually bouncing off of what other people said. And sometimes that did happen, but it probably would have gotten even deeper if they could have done that more. And the biggest piece that the students found and that I agreed with was the quality of the evidence. They mainly focused on the 2 informational pieces, and I agreed with the students that they needed to draw from the Treasures of Lemon Brown and the main unit text, the Christmas Carol. So thinking of how I would do things differently, I would probably make that very clear before they started the fishbowl discussion, that they really needed to draw on all 4 pieces of text and actually really go deeper into the Christmas Carol, since that's the main unit text. So 87% of the students were able to create a claim effectively to my standards. They all made a claim, but they might just say those experiences are better. So it wasn't deep enough. It wasn't a clear theme statement. And 90% were able to cite evidence correctly. The other 10% had evidence, but it wasn't cited correctly using the quotation marks. The student said that this fishbowl impacted them because one of them said it helped me discover better evidence to back out my claim, which is a huge thing because they got other perspectives. And I saw that possessions could also be important to people and why. So they were able to see both sides and why. 68% of the students felt that experiences were more important than possessions. And what was interesting was that it wasn't based on any type of gender, race, wealth, or background knowledge. It was just whatever they believed in. So that really shows that it was a safe environment, and it's giving kids ownership and the automaticity that I'm trying to cultivate in my class.